In a world gripped by perma-crisis, where uncertainty has become the new normal and global headlines are dominated by disruption, the very foundations of international commerce are being tested like never before. The arteries of global trade, those vital shipping lanes that connect continents and power economies, are under unprecedented strain, facing challenges that threaten to upend the flow of goods and reshape the world's supply chains. From the drought-stricken Panama Canal, where receding water levels have left ships stranded and delayed billions in cargo, to the conflict-ridden Red Sea, where geopolitical tensions and violence have turned a critical maritime corridor into a dangerous choke point, our vital shipping lanes are more vulnerable than ever, exposed to both natural disasters and human conflict, and leaving the global economy at risk of sudden shocks. Enter the Canal, a $50 billion megaproject that aims to carve a shortcut through southern Thailand, slicing through the narrow Isthmus to create a brand new passage between the Indian and Pacific Oceans. Backed by China's ambitious Belt and Road Initiative, the Canal is more than just an engineering marvel. It's a strategic investment in the future of global trade, with the potential to redraw the map of Asia's economic landscape. This isn't just infrastructure, it's a bold geopolitical gambit that could reroute global commerce, shift the balance of power in Asia, and spark new alliances and rivalries among the world's superpowers. Imagine bypassing the congested Strait of Malacca, a narrow waterway that currently handles nearly a quarter of the world's traded goods and is infamous for its bottlenecks and piracy risks. With the Canal, ships could save days of sailing, cut fuel consumption, and reduce billions in shipping costs, transforming the economics of trade for countless industries. But this canal is more than an economic shortcut. It's a symbol of shifting power, a project that could redefine regional influence and spark debate over who controls the world's most important trade routes. It raises urgent questions about globalization, national sovereignty, and the security of supply chains in an era of rising competition and uncertainty. Will the Canal become a beacon of progress, ushering in a new era of connectivity and prosperity? Or will it become a flashpoint for conflict, environmental concerns, and political tension? One thing is certain, the outcome of this ambitious project will echo across the globe, shaping the future of trade, diplomacy, and power for generations to come. The dream of a canal through Thailand's Isthmus is centuries old. Kings, empires, and engineers, from King Narai in 1677 to the British and French in the 19th century, have all imagined it, but technical, political, and financial barriers always prevailed. The 1897 treaty with Britain designed to protect Singapore shelved the idea for decades. In the 20th century, the canal resurfaced as a potential Japanese military project, and later as a Thai economic dream, but always faltered due to cost, opposition, and security fears. Now, with China's Belt and Road Initiative offering funding and expertise, the centuries-old vision is closer to reality than ever. The historical obstacles remain, but the global landscape has changed, making the canal's promise more compelling. Today, the Canal is inseparable from China's ambitions. For Beijing, it's the answer to the Malacca dilemma, the risk that the US could block China's vital oil imports at the Strait of Malacca. The canal would offer China a secure, direct route, while Thailand's powerful Canal Association lobbies for the project as a national economic leap. In 2023, Thailand's parliament launched a major feasibility study, the most concrete step yet. The debate in Bangkok is fierce, with powerful factions on both sides. If approved, construction could take 8 to 10 years, involving massive engineering and new cities along the route. China's Megaproject experience makes the build feasible, but the real challenges are political and geopolitical. The world is watching as Thailand weighs its future. The Strait of Malacca is the world's busiest shipping lane, and its biggest choke point. 94,000 vessels carrying 30% of global seaborne trade squeeze through every year. Congestion, piracy, and the risk of disruption make this a dangerous single point of failure. Recent crises, from Panama Canal droughts to Red Sea attacks, have exposed the fragility of global shipping. The Canal would cut 200 kilometers off the journey between the Indian and Pacific Oceans, saving up to 5 days at sea. For shipping lines, that means lower costs and more predictable routes. In a world of trade wars and supply chain chaos, a new, stable waterway could be a game changer. The need for alternatives is urgent, and the Canal could deliver. The Kra Canal is a geopolitical chess move with global consequences. This ambitious project, cutting through the narrowest part of Thailand, aims to create a new maritime shortcut between the Indian Ocean and the Pacific. The canal's potential to reshape global trade routes is immense, and the stakes are high for all involved. For China, it's a strategic victory, bypassing the Malacca Strait, securing energy, and expanding naval reach into the Indian Ocean. The canal would significantly reduce travel time for Chinese ships, enhancing their economic and military capabilities. This move aligns with China's Belt and Road Initiative, aiming to strengthen its influence across Asia and beyond. The US and its allies see a threat to their dominance, as the canal would undermine their control over a key choke point. The Malacca Strait has long been a strategic point for the US Navy, ensuring their presence in the region. A new route through the Kra Canal could challenge this dominance, leading to a shift in naval power dynamics. Singapore and Malaysia, whose economies depend on Malacca Strait traffic, face existential risks. The canal could divert up to 70% of shipping away from their ports. This diversion would not only impact their economies, but also their strategic importance in global trade. The potential loss of revenue and influence is a significant concern for these nations. For Thailand, the promise is economic transformation, but at the risk of deeper dependence on China and strained ties with ASEAN neighbors and the US. The canal could bring unprecedented economic growth, turning Thailand into a major maritime hub. However, the political and social implications of such a project could lead to internal and external challenges. The stakes are high: prosperity for some, decline for others, and a new balance of power in Southeast Asia. The Kra Canal could redefine regional dynamics, creating new alliances and rivalries. The economic benefits could be vast, but the geopolitical risks are equally significant. Thailand must weigh economic rewards against sovereignty and regional stability. The decision to proceed with the canal will have long-lasting implications for the country's future. Balancing national interests with regional cooperation will be crucial. The world's major powers are watching and maneuvering. The Kra Canal is more than just an infrastructure project. It's a symbol of shifting power and influence in the 21st century. As the world watches, the decisions made today will shape the geopolitical landscape for decades to come. Proponents say the Kra Canal could generate a staggering $290 billion in revenue over the coming decades, making it one of the most ambitious infrastructure projects in Southeast Asia's history. This isn't just a number, it represents a potential economic transformation for the entire region, with the canal acting as a new artery for global trade. Supporters argue that the canal could boost Thailand's GDP by as much as 30% within a decade, propelling the country into a new era of prosperity. The influx of trade, investment, and new industries could reshape Thailand's economic landscape, making it a central hub for commerce in Asia. The vision for the Kra Canal includes not only deep-sea ports and state-of-the-art industrial zones, but also the development of advanced logistics infrastructure and technology parks. New cities would rise along the canal's route, transforming southern Thailand into a logistics powerhouse and a magnet for global business. These urban centers could become engines of innovation and growth, attracting talent and investment from around the world. Tens of thousands of jobs would be created, from construction and engineering to shipping, logistics, and high-tech industries. The canal would draw foreign investment on an unprecedented scale, fueling new opportunities for Thai workers and entrepreneurs. This surge in economic activity could reshape the national economy, lifting incomes, spurring urbanization, and driving Thailand's development for generations to come. But not everyone stands to benefit. Singapore and Malaysia, whose ports currently dominate regional shipping, could lose billions in revenue as shipping routes shift away from their harbors. Their ports could face a dramatic drop in traffic and revenue, threatening jobs and the economic vitality of entire cities built around maritime trade. For China, the canal offers a strategic shortcut: faster, cheaper shipping routes that bypass congested straits and reduce transportation costs for Chinese goods. It would also serve as a new anchor for China's Belt and Road Initiative, strengthening its influence over regional trade and infrastructure. The project would embed Chinese economic interests deep within Southeast Asia, giving Beijing a powerful new lever in the region's affairs. As trade flows pivot, the region's economic axis could shift, redrawing the map of winners and losers in the global economy. The divide between those who gain and those who lose is stark. Some will see unprecedented growth, while others may struggle to adapt. The economic stakes are enormous, with billions of dollars and the future of entire industries hanging in the balance. The Canal's impact would ripple across Asia and beyond, reshaping trade, economies, and the balance of power for decades to come. Inside Thailand, the Canal debate is deeply divisive. Supporters, military, political, and business elites see it as a patriotic leap into prosperity. Opponents warn the canal could split the country, deepening the north-south divide and fueling separatism in the troubled south. Environmentalists fear irreversible damage to rich ecosystems and the displacement of thousands. Many Thais worry about overdependence on China and the risk of becoming a client state. The debate is about more than economics. It's about identity, sovereignty, and the future of the nation. Thailand faces a stark choice: bold transformation or cautious independence. The outcome will shape the country for generations. Experts see the Canal as a turning point for Asia. Dr. Ian Story calls it the region's defining strategic story, with the power to redraw Asia's maritime map and shift the security balance. Greg Raymond highlights China's long-term strategy, securing energy routes and projecting naval power deep into the Indian Ocean. For shipping analysts, the canal offers stability in a volatile market, absorbing excess capacity and providing predictable transit. The project is a response to today's trade wars, choke points, and supply chain crises. Whether built or not, the canal is already forcing nations and companies to rethink their strategies. The very possibility of the Canal is reshaping the region's future. The world is recalibrating for a new maritime age. As Thailand nears its decision, the world stands at a crossroads. If the Canal is approved, it will launch one of history's greatest engineering feats and redraw Asia's maritime map. Shipping routes will shift, Singapore and Malaysia will face economic upheaval, and China will cement its status as a maritime superpower. The US and its allies will scramble to adapt, raising the stakes in the Indo-Pacific. If rejected, China's ambitions are checked, and the Malacca Strait remains the world's choke point. But vulnerabilities persist. The Canal is a reminder that geography can be rewritten by ambition and technology. The question is not just can it be built, but should it? The world waits, because this decision will help define the century.